Welcome back to Carneades.org. Today we're going to be finishing up our series, What's a Philosophy Degree Worth? In this video we're going to be looking at, will I ever use a philosophy degree? Now, philosophy is often derided as not being a useful field of study. There are few, if any, situations outside of a philosophy classroom where someone will ask you for your opinion on Hegelian dialectics, Plato's forms, or Gödel's incompleteness theorem. Why then would you get a degree in philosophy when so many of the facts that you learn will sit unused in your head gathering dust for the rest of your life? Even if a philosophy degree might get you a job that you like, are you just getting it for the credentials, or are there situations where you'll really use this stuff in your life? The most common response to this, offered by philosophy professors attempting to get enough majors to keep their departments alive, is to claim that philosophy doesn't teach facts, it teaches skills, specifically the skills of higher reasoning, critical thinking, analytic reading, and writing. If you can interpret and write about a complex philosophical text, you can interpret anything. However, I'm not convinced that this is the best argument for a philosophy degree. It seems like if you want to learn how to interpret complex documents, you'd be better served by studying the actual field that those documents are written in than in philosophy. You could gain the same reading and writing skills while also gaining the technical facts about that feeling. That's not to say that philosophy doesn't teach one how to think, or even that philosophy doesn't do a particularly good job of it. Simply to say that there may be other features of philosophy that are more important, more widely used, and more unique to the discipline. This video will explore 4 such ways that philosophy is used in daily life, and arguably more people would benefit from a background in philosophy. Now, the most obvious place that everyone uses philosophy is in making ethical decisions. We make decisions with ethical impacts on a daily basis. Should you eat meat? Should you speed up to try to catch the light? Should you buy from a brand that uses forced child labor in factories overseas? Should you smoke pot? Should you pay to watch a movie from a producer that has been convicted of rape? Or should you pirate the same movie online? Should you go to a protest? Should you vote? Should you donate to a particular cause? What causes should you donate to? There are many ethical questions we face on a daily basis. We all make these kinds of decisions every day. Studying philosophy provides you with frameworks to determine how to act in these situations. You might not be quoting Peter Singer as you buy a veggie burger, or citing John Stuart Mill when you donate to an organization that supports the freedom of speech, but philosophy helps inform these decisions. Everyone must make them, but people with a background in philosophy are better armed to make the right decisions and have critically assessed why they are making the decisions that they are. You use a philosophy major every day when you make a choice that has ethical impacts, which for most of us is every day. The impact of such choices are even more important for those with some of the professions for philosophers that we mentioned earlier in the series. Ethics is essential for people working in government or law, given the broad power of these professions. It's especially important for people in these careers to have some background in philosophy. They will likely use their philosophy degrees in their work often. I've worked for governmental and multilateral organizations in international development, and philosophy is a crucial skill there. Now, there's also the important piece of truth. Everyone is faced with daily questions around what to believe, what is true, and what makes an argument justified. Epistemology may be a word that few use, but is a field that everyone must dive into each day. Should you believe the news story that your friend posted on social media? Is your lover telling you the truth that they're not cheating on you? What makes something a reliable source? Should you change your belief about a person's character based on new evidence? Is your friend actually good for the money that he owes you? I don't know if philosophy has the information on whether a given source is truthful, but it seems to have the tools of logical argument and epistemology to assess the truth and justification of those claims. And these skills of determining the reliability of a source or the justification of an argument are increasingly essential as the lines between professional and informal media and news sources become increasingly blurred. You're on your own to determine if something is a reliable source, and so you need more than ever the skills of philosophy. Beyond these mundane claims, the ability to look critically at claims that can be central to your belief systems are very important. Views such as theism, and belief in God, have huge impacts on many of your other beliefs about metaphysics, ethics, and other truth claims, so these need to be intensely critically scrutinized. Any belief in a worldview, any meta-narrative, whether that is belief in socialism or scientific realism, has huge impacts on other areas of your beliefs. Philosophy is not only gives you the general tools to study the justification for any claim, but has a history of specific arguments for and against many of these kind of central claims that have huge impacts on the rest of your life, whether that's theism, scientific realism, socialism, or anything else. You may not do philosophy on a daily basis in this way, but the conclusions that philosophy can help you arrive at are essential to your daily life because they can help inform these central beliefs that you may or may not hold. Now, in a democracy, citizens are often asked to share their views on political philosophy through voting. You must decide candidates and policies to support, donate to, and vote for. Though perhaps not a daily feature of your life, a theory of justice is important when you go to the ballot box. Philosophy can give you the tools to decide what is just and unjust, and how your country should be governed. You might think that this is unimportant, as it's unlikely that your vote will decide a given election. However, philosophy studies this idea as well, and looks at the arguments for whether democracy is actually an effective method of governance. Check out our video on the paradox of voting, as well as our series on whether third parties destroy democracy about Arrow's impossibility theorem for more on some of these areas. Finally, a key place that philosophy degrees are used is in their ability to translate between disciplines. Philosophy is the glue that holds other disciplines together and the sea in which they swim. If you have a friend that's a biologist and a friend that's a theologian arguing about evolution, philosophy is the best tool for being able to talk to them both. In daily life, you're often faced with information from different disciplines that is contradictory, or at least appears to be. Philosophy can help you to settle these disagreements, either between friends or in your own head, or even in a workplace where you have different departments that are coming from different, perhaps academic backgrounds and are disagreeing on something. Philosophy gives you the skills to settle many of those disagreements because philosophy is the sea in which everything else swims. Now, a big thank you to our Patreon supporter of the week, Christian Bay, for supporting Carneades.org on Patreon since 2017. You too can support the channel and get access to exclusive Patreon posts for just $2 a month, less than the price of buying me a bag of popcorn every month. If you want to support public philosophy, please do consider donating. Patrons do really help us continue to work on the channel and continue to create great videos like this. So, are there any situations that you find philosophy useful in your daily life? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Is there anything that I missed? Let me know. If you like this video and you want to see more, please consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell. Watch this video and more here at Carneades.org, and stay skeptical, everybody.